Hello again. I wanted to talk about a term you might have heard of and you might not have heard of. It's called the dead red law. And I wanted to address, one, what it is, and two, address some misconceptions about it. The first thing here, this article right here, dead red law allows motorcyclists to run some red lights. No. Just no. I don't know who wrote that article that way, but this is probably the most common misconception I've seen about the dead red laws across the board. Anytime I've seen people talking about that is the most common misconception I see about it. It doesn't allow you to run a red light. Now let's go back and talk about what the whole point behind this is. First, traffic sensors at stoplights. So, how does a stoplight know that you're there? And it's usually through something like this. You see these little lines in the road here. That's an induction loop. That's a piece of wire they cut into the road and they embed that into the road. So, what is an inductor? An inductor is like a magnet of sorts. It is a magnetic sensor, if you will. It detects that there's metal there. It works, it's a metal detector, is what it is. And so it's tuned to work off of a certain amount of metal. So, say a tin can blows across the road or something. You don't want your traffic lights to detect that and think that that's a car at a stoplight. It'll throw off traffic. What it does, or you don't want them accidentally detecting some other type of magnetic field that's generated by something that's causing some sort of electromagnetic noise. So you don't want false triggers. So a lot of them get set in such a way that it only triggers for a car. And obviously, there's a lot less metal in a motorcycle than there is in a car. So, considering all that, that's the whole reason why you have these dead red laws. It's because there are traffic lights in some places that just do not detect a motorcycle. They will not detect them, ever. So what are you stuck doing? If you're riding, you're stuck waiting at that light. And eventually, you kind of have to make the decisions like, well, this light isn't going to change for me. I need to get through this intersection somehow. And you either end up going through the light when it's safe to do so, or trying to back up and go through a different way, or, you try and figure something out. So what the dead red law is, it gives you a legal means to do so. Now, this has only been passed in about 20 states, I think. And this law varies by state. So some of them specify a certain amount of time that you have to wait at the light before you proceed through. Others will specify when it's safe to do so. Others will make you wait, 2-3 minutes. So be aware, check out the law in your own state, and see if your state even has this law in place. Because a lot of states still don't. So, a little more in the specifics of what it does. It allows you to treat a red light as a stop sign. It doesn't allow you to treat it as anything else. It allows you to treat it as a stop sign, but you're the only one with a stop sign. It doesn't say, treat it as a four-way stop, as a non-functioning light would normally be treated as. It says you treat your stoplight as a stop sign, and everyone else has the right of way. So only when traffic is clear from all other directions are you allowed to proceed through that intersection. And again, Many states list it as when it's safe to do so. Others list you have to wait a certain amount of time. So make sure, check your own state's laws, check the laws of any state you're planning on traveling through, and verify that before you do so, before you go out and travel. And anyway, I hope that explains a little bit about what this law is, what it does, and it's a good thing. It's not about letting motorcyclists just do whatever the heck they feel like, So don't get that wrong. It's about everyone being out there and being safe. Anyway, everyone, ride safe.